All right, we're live, and I just want to start this off by saying fuck Boomer Esiason, fuck his 1988 MVP. They should take it away and give it to Reggie Bush in lieu of his Heisman that they took away for Bush buying his parents a home. Um, yeah, bro, no, Boomer Esiason was saying that he thinks the Knicks players should go to the Trump White House after winning their championship out of respect for the office of the White House. He said some other things as well. Um, and I'm like, why is the onus always on people that are not in power? Why do we have higher standards of etiquette and respect for basketball players who are playing a child's game where they put an orange ball in an orange hoop and we're expecting him to go to the orange house to see the orange man? But we have no such standards, at least in Boomer's case. Fitting first name, by the way, because that's what he acts like. To have a sense of a semblance of respect and etiquette when it comes to Trump, who smashed a porn star and Stormy Daniels while cheating on one of his wives, five kids in three different marriages, which is like to each their own, but from the stringent standards that society places on the office as high as the White House, that's a kind of a bit of a no-no, right? Trump said grab her by the pussy. He's a adjudicated rapist found liable by civil court, which means it's not beyond a reasonable doubt, but a judge found it was more likely that he raped a woman by definition of what the word rape means than didn't. These are real facts. This is public record. This is not my opinion. I have yet to get into how I actually feel about him posting tweets of the Obamas as apes. Um, the said he was just gonna nuke Iran off the face of the earth because he has dementia and is also a narcissist. They're talking about it. I think Boomer Esiason mentions the 250th anniversary of America, where Trump had the UFC thing on his birthday, not on the 4th of July, on his birthday, because he's a narcissist that can't do anything outside of himself. And it's not just additionally refer to immigrants as an infestation. Guess what? Human beings cannot infest, only vermin and pests can infest. So it's purposely dehumanizing language. That's why I don't rock with Trump. That's why I hope a lot of these players don't show up. Um, additionally, this fake propriety that everyone else has to live up to, except for the president, right? Like, remember when Sean Duffy, who's the head of transportation for the U.S., was like, "Why don't people dress up at the airport?" Um, because you shut down Spirit Airlines and flights are delayed and people aren't getting refunds and people are miserable at the airports and it's $800 to get to Buffalo, New York for some reason. And also, the president acts like an absolute Rottweiler. So yeah, I'm gonna wear joggers in Terminal 3 of LAX. I'm not gonna wear a tuxedo and do a Christmas jingle for you people. Comfort over everything when I'm in the airport. Are you kidding me? That's what I'm saying. Like there should be no expectation of me to act professional if the highest office is the most unprofessional person on the planet. And this isn't just like, oh, dunk on Republicans. Like, yeah, obviously I'm not a Republican, never will be probably. But like I wasn't tripping when Chauncey Billups was shaking George W. Bush's hand. I wasn't tripping when Tim Duncan was shaking George W. Bush's hand because he at least pretended to honor the office. And also, I was in the seventh grade. That's probably the main thing. But let's look at this idiot, Boomer Esiason, this loser, talk about what he thinks. Like he's
And
so
Mayor
proper.
Mondami thinks, and probably rightfully so, is going to be the biggest ticker tape parade
Yeah,
that this city has ever
Mom
seen
Downey
because of
Finals
the amount
MVP.
of fans that the New York Knicks have and the amount of reaction from that fan base. So I would think that Thursday is going to be amazing here, and then they're going to go see the mayor. They're going to be given the keys to the city. I think it's great. I think it's awesome. When does Jim Dolan tell his team that we're going down to visit my good friend Donald Trump in the White House? That's what
It's not a field trip. These are grown men. The owner can't just be like, yeah, you gotta go. And like the way he's talking about it has like I guess some people are gonna say like slavery implications to it, but like I don't like that analogy of professional sports being slavery because they're unionized millionaires, which is literally the opposite of slavery. So it's a bad analogy that I think some people online will use.
what I can't wait for. And
Well,
hopefully they all go. Hopefully
They
they
won't. I
go
hope
just
not.
like they're doing everything that they're doing here. I would love to see them be honored at the White House. Given this is the 250th birthday of our great nation,
You wouldn't know because we celebrated the UFC on Trump's birthday and not on our birthday, which is July 4th.
wouldn't it be wonderful to see the Knicks standing there with a huge Knick fan who happens to be the president of the United States? I'm a
Who jinxed them in game three, and that was the only game they lost of the series.
Republican.
I know. I think for sure, just because Jim Dolan's relationship with these players looks very, very strong right now, and obviously it is. And if he says, "Hey, we're going to go and do that," even if there were some players on the team that did not vote for Donald Trump or didn't support his policies, they definitely go out of respect to their owner. So yeah, I mean, everybody
Well, you go out of
gets.
respect to the office is why
Well,
you go.
but you know what I mean. Yes, of course, I understand.
Well, respect for the office.
That.
Yes.
I'm just saying that they may be thinking it was not just the Republican Donald Trump presidency. There's been others who, guys who haven't gone for whatever reason, and all of those times that athletes haven't gone, regardless of who's in office, we have had an issue with because it is respect for the country in the office. But even if they do feel that way, that's what I'm saying. I still think they go because Jim Dolan right now and those guys are peas in a pod.
I would think so. I would think that, everybody can get over the political nature of all of this. Look, what America
No, we can't, bro. What do you mean get over the political nature of it, bro? They're building concentration camps for ICE, which is supposed to be a border patrol thing. They're supposed to turn people away at the border and officially deport people if that's what you want to do. Why are we holding people at camps for months at a time? If it was about deportations, it's about coddling together cheap labor in concentration camps. That's what they're doing. That's why they're investing $1 billion in the next 15 years for Geo Group. And you're gonna act like
mayor of a city hands out. It doesn't matter if it's a socialist mayor. It doesn't matter if it's a Republican mayor. It doesn't matter if it's a reasonable.
all of a sudden, I hate the fake decency play that people all let me play the middle. So yeah, they've been friends for 30 years. This is about this article about Nolan saying he's gonna accept the invitation. If the players go, I'm not gonna be like, oh, they're canceled. They can do whatever they want, but that shit's whack, bro. Like, don't act like I don't know. Don't act like Trump is not out of his mind. Don't act like he didn't bomb that little girl school in Iran. Don't act like you've been friends for 30 years. You know who else has been friends with Trump for 30 years? Jeffrey Epstein. Like, don't act like that's not important. Like, it's not the real deal. But anyways, that's probably it for this stream, I suppose. And like, yes, I'm very, very biased. Can't stand Donald Trump. Can't stand billionaires in general. They're selfish losers. But anyways, like and subscribe, and I'll hopefully see you guys later. I appreciate you tapping in.